We are live. All right, guys. All right, guys. So we are live, folks. Your host Jono with you for our weekly discussion of football topics, sprinkled with a hint of blue cheese. I'm over here in New Jersey, over across the river in New York City. We have the captain. Shift, say hi to the folks.
Hello, peoples.
Excellent, good stuff. We're bypassing the Carolinas because the good doctor is still in surgery, and we're heading all the way down to Florida to Reef. Reef, say hi to the folks.
Hello, everybody.
Excellent, good stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to first of all, just raise my glass here to Everton. Everton's on top. Uncle Carlo seems to have revitalized the whole blue side of Merseyside at the least. All right, 4 wins out of 4 in the Premier League, unbeaten in all competitions. So we'll raise a glass to them. They will find their first test on the 17th when they face the Merseyside derby between themselves and Liverpool. How say you to Everton's chances of coming on top after the Merseyside derby, Schiff?
I mean, of them winning the Merseyside derby, I think they have no chance. I think Liverpool is going to be extremely motivated after the drubbing they got. It might depend on who gets injured in the friendlies. Somebody's always picked up a knock. If Mane is back after his quarantine, it'll depend on a lot of those little things. But at the end of the day, I think Liverpool has been so thoroughly embarrassed that they will just get their form back, even if just for one game, and I think they will beat Everton. And in the long term, I think Everton has done great for the first 4 games, but I don't think it's sustainable. I think James is great, but their defense has no depth. Digne and Coleman are good going forward, but defensively suspect. Yerry Mina and Michael Keane, I just don't trust that back four.
I don't, especially get Michael Keane.
Yeah. And I think they're going to eventually be found out. I think they're riding high, but I think they might make the top 6 because every other team is doing badly, but I don't think they're going to win. I think they'll run out of steam.
All right. How say you, Reef, to the fact that this Merseyside derby, there's a high possibility that James Rodriguez will not be playing. Colombia, one of the teams in this friendly that have their match pretty late, actually. So by the time he actually returns, one, there's a quarantine situation, or 2, there's a possibility of fatigue that he might not even make the Merseyside derby. How say you Everton's chances in Merseyside against Liverpool?
1 second, when you say quarantine, why? The quarantine for 2 or 3 days, then 2 weeks in a rest?
Depending on how the situation is and the testing, everybody has to quarantine. For example, Edinson Cavani was picked up by Manchester United, but he can't play United's next game because he's still in his 14 days quarantine. After that, they have the game against PSG next for Manchester United. He may be able, fitness-wise, he may be able to come in as a substitute, but he may not even play on that, because of the 14-day quarantine and also the acclimation.
Yeah.
First thing first, I'm going to go with Everton because the point that they are, the winning that they have, the energy that they have, all of this effect in a team. I mean, they have a very good movement and a very good stuff going on for them. And I think they will win versus Liverpool.
Okay.
And like Shiv say, I don't know what's going on with Mane, if he's going to be back to play or not, but in my point of view, I will go in with Everton and not with Liverpool. I'm taking the opposite. The underdog is not really the underdog because they're leading of the Premier League, but in the big of the picture, there's the underdog. And back before you switching it, Edinson Cavani, I have to say that this is a joke. That's all I say about that.
We'll get back to that and so forth. Manny had a quarantine contracted a trait of the COVID, so that's why he's been away. Also, Thiago as well. Shift. You were going to ask a question?
No.
All right, great. All right, so with that being said, let's take the next person. Believe it or not, this is going to surprise you guys, but Aston Villa. Aston Villa is actually is sitting in second place at this moment with a 100% record. Believe it or not, Aston Villa, who, if the Hawkeye had been working, would have been right now playing in the Championship and against that game against Sheffield Wednesday. Aston Villa right now is sitting 100% 3 games, 3 wins after beating up Liverpool left, right, and centre 7-2. How say you to Liverpool's defense being suspect? Shift.
I mean, that was a total shock. I have no idea what to say. Like, I know they have a high line. I know they have suspect defense sometimes, but like 7 goals, all right. 3 of those goals were deflected.
Okay, but they went in.
They went in, and one of the goals was Adrian messing up. But at the end of the day, I think Aston Villa deserved the 7 goals, if not more. They were running rampant, and Barkley and Grealish looked so good together. But again, I don't know if it's something to do with the fact there are no fans, right? Is it because there are no fans there that all these teams don't feel the pressure of bigger teams, and the bigger teams think this is just practice, so they can't get up for it? You know, Man City lost last week. I don't know what's going on. Is it the fact that it's fans or what it is? But the results are really weird and fun.
Reef, how say you?
Okay, in my point of view, I think what's going on in Liverpool is one thing and one thing only. Chelsea suffered it for so long. So try to compare Chelsea's story to what's going on in Liverpool. Edison, I forgot his name right now. Liverpool keeper number 1 supposed to play.
Alisson.
In training, he's got a knock or something like that, and all of a sudden disappear.
Okay.
So this can change the entire team. I mean, like, he's the back line, but the last man to protect your goalie is the most important thing. For when I used to play soccer, they all the time teach us from the goalie forward. If we protect our own home and we don't get any goal, that's only credit. So in my point of view, Adrian, I think Adrian is number 1 garbage. I don't understand why Liverpool keeping him is. He cannot help to the team by giving a ball to the striker in his own box. He's taking the morality, he's taking the energy, he's taking everything down the drain. Nobody wants to fight as hard when the keeper is horrible.
But let me throw this to you. Reef, let me throw this to you. Do you believe that he made a mistake? Okay, granted, they went 1-0 down. All right, any other team will get up. We're going to move on in a few minutes. But before I come back to it, I'll just give you an example of Tottenham versus Manchester United. Straight away, within 3 minutes, there was a penalty. Boom. And Manchester United scored 1-0. Did Tottenham then just say that, oh, well, so be it, we're going to give up? Because it appeared after that goal, if you say Adrian's mistake cost the morale and the team just went down, the team, then you're saying that they're weak-minded? It was just 1 goal, 1 mistake.
Manchester United, Tottenham, keeper David De Gea in one side, in the other side is the French keeper. Nothing is a regular keeper, is a number 1 keeper. They know that is a mistake. In Adrian the team don't have confidence. Remember, I was in Chelsea that they not trust the last man. I think is a point of trust with Adrian. The team do not trust Adrian. Everything break apart. In my point of view, I think, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, the keeper caused for the loss. The keeper, kind of like the balance in the team change. Everything is changed. It's not the same harmony that everything is built up from the keeper up. They feel like something moved and nothing shift again back to play the same way they're supposed to play. That's what I think. I think the keeper changed a lot of them, and I hope that Liverpool #1 keeper coming back next week, but who knows?
All right, Shift, if you start moving around and so forth, so we're recording. Shift, I put this to you that Liverpool's defense is brittle. They got exposed by Leicester City, by Leeds. Had not the situation regarding the red card got to Chelsea, they would have been shown the vulnerability. And the vulnerability was totally wide open for everyone to see with Aston Villa. How say you to Liverpool's vulnerability in their defense?
I mean, it seems that way. But these are the same players that were amazing for the entire last season. Had some of the best defensive work I've seen a team have. Yes, like Yari was saying, the keeper makes a difference. He's communicating, but they let in 4 against Leeds and 7 against Aston Villa. That's like 11 goals in 3 games. They let in what, like 34 last season, all of last season? It's just, I don't know what to say because it is, I think it's an aberration. I think Klopp will figure it out, but it is nothing like I've ever seen. The team go from like such great defense. And I think you're right. If we didn't go down to 10 players, we might have done them.
And talk about aberrations, as you put it. West Ham United, with David Moyes at home with COVID. West Ham United, A, are keeping clean sheets. B, are scoring. Beating Leicester City 3-0. And the week before that, Wolves 4-0. How say you, Reef, to what's the name? Hattie's not here. So Hattie's West Ham Hammers, what's the name? Finishing in the top 10 this season. How say you?
Okay, I call it like a little cough. They score a couple goals, they're starting very good. I want to see this consistency for the next 10 games. I want to see when we run in 10 games, I want to see them maintaining to be in the top 4. So I don't think it's going to be last. And this kind of standing on the top, do not get comfortable with it because it's not going to last.
Okay.
So that's what I think about it.
Shift, let me throw this to you then, that we are seeing a lot of aberrations. Wolves losing 4-0. Leicester beating Man City 5-2. West Ham doing it twice. West Ham is not listen, once is a mistake, 2 is an accident, as they say, 3 times. Okay, but West Ham doing it twice. Aston Villa doing it over Liverpool. We're seeing some great shifts going on left, right, and center. How say you, Captain Singh?
I mean, this is what I was talking about when we were talking about Liverpool. I have no idea. Is it the fact that there are no fans that is playing on the psychology of the bigger teams, where they think it's more like practice? And when they are fans, the smaller teams, the players that are less accustomed to being in the limelight, getting scared, is it that, when you have home field advantage or you have great fans, the fans are like saying man on, which makes a difference to the players, versus right now, you just have the players talking to each other. So communications become more important. Maybe this just came to me like, all the teams that we are seeing are losing have language barriers, right?
That's
like Aston Villa, everyone speaks English. West Ham, everyone speaks
Aston
English,
Villa,
right?
Everybody does not speak English.
Or French.
That's
but
not the same thing, Shift.
I know. I'm just wondering if the fact that there are no fans makes communication different somehow.
I don't know. I'll put this to you.
Really...
Let me jump this into you and say this. Look, Adrian has made that same mistake without fans, with fans in the Atletico Madrid game. He is notorious for being careless, basically careless. I think that it has come for the last couple of years when they've decided, a lot of teams have now decided to play from the back. For example, if we're going to go to, we're going to get there, but the Tottenham versus Manchester United game, all right? If we look at Eric Bailly, when he had the ball, at that stage, you're down 10 men, clear your lines. He decided to take control of it and pass the ball right inside his box to Harry Kane, and then the rest, as they say, is history. I believe a big amount of carelessness is setting in because of the ability that everybody must now play from the back, play out from the back, play out from the back. And you know who I have to blame for that? Pep.
Pep.
All right, now talk about Pep. City versus Leeds was 1-1. Reef, how say you to Bielsa's game? You saw it, right?
Yeah. Honestly, honestly, I thought it's going to be worse for Pep, and I didn't think he's going to even go to a tie. I thought he's going to lose it, but he's go with a tie. He's go with 1 point. He didn't go with the tail between his legs. So it's good for Pep. I think after the last game that he's lost, it's credit for him go with the tie. And the show must go on, and Pep have to do whatever I have to do.
If I say you to Man City tiring dramatically in the second half as Leeds, I know, I get it, they're younger, but there's a difference in young and inexperienced and not knowing any better. But boy, did they take that game to City in the second half.
I mean, at this point, Leeds is going to become must-see games. Every game they have is interesting, and the way they play is fun. Believe, I'm mispronouncing his name. The Leeds coach said something interesting about Man City. Bielsa said about Man City, where the article I sent last week, talking about how Pep has made his bed, and he's changed the way people play. But now that's the way to beat him, when you play the same way, right? You press everything, you play out from the back, and his teams are not used to playing against that. And if you are ambitious and against them, you can get points of them. That's what Leicester showed. That's what Leeds showed.
Yeah, no doubt. And even if you don't want to put it another way, for once, Aston Villa showed most people how you can stand up against Liverpool. To almost a certain extent, a lot of people before believed, even though I had Chelsea as what. Go ahead, Reef.
In my point of view, if Man City can hold it until all the strikers they have that injured or not feeling good or whatever the situation they have coming back, and they're holding it and maintaining to be not where they are right now because they're in the bottom 10 group, but if they can move themselves, if they're going to be in the top 10 group, like if it's going to be in 7 or 8, and the striker going to come back, I believe that they're going to climb very quickly to the top. Because if you look how much City are now playing, they don't have officially striker. I mean, Aguero is injured, and what is his name? The Brazilian is injured. The Brazilian striker is injured. So they have kind of the out of their own rhythm, and they have to play with people that play midfielder as a striker.
Yeah, but Reef, man, who's that to blame? Let's be honest here. Aguero came in 2009, 2010 with Yaya Toure, with Silva, and of course, Company was already there. All those 4 players, 3 of them have been retired, and theoretically have not really ever been replaced. It is almost the spinal column of Man City, and they've never been replaced. Though, let's be honest, he spent over almost £1 billion on defenders so far. He spent, who's that? If you don't get a matching compatible striker, granted, you wanted to use Gabby Jesus, you got rid of the Nigerian to Leicester City. Thank you. And then all you rely on is an old Aguero. Aguero is going to be hitting 33. He's going to be the same age as Edinson Cavani that you were so going on about. How say you to this, Reef?
Yeah, but the difference between Edinson Cavani, in my point of view, to Aguero played many seasons in the Premier League. Aguero know the Premier League. Aguero know how to fight in the Premier League. Edison Cavani come from the French league. I'm not saying that is not a good league or that is a soft league, but it's a different than the English league. English league is more strong of tackle. And Edison Cavani never played there, never played in the Premier League. Aguero playing it, know the league.
Okay, what about his teammates that we have, Thiago Silva? You think he can manage in the Premier League?
I think it's taking like a little bit time, but
Right,
like
and the same.
everybody take a season or so.
I
It's
think
the same thing. It's the same thing was with. I remember the same story. It's the same thing was with Oscar and Ramirez when they come from a different league to Chelsea. It's taken at least 1 year to adjust to the tackle of the Premier League. It's not the same as every other league.
No, you're right. You're right there on that point. All right. So from then going, we were going to say, look, Arsenal, I have them, they're sitting fourth. I have them finishing fourth. So Arsenal are doing what they're going to do. Arteta is on course. It's going to be some interesting times. Gunnosaurus has got his job back thanks to Mesut Ozil. It looks like Guendouzi has gone to Hertha Berlin. Partey is coming in to play the Cinco position. It looks like they're strengthening all places. But how say you to the striking force of Arsenal being a 31-year-old Aubameyang, a 29-year-old Lacazette, and a 32-year-old William Schiff?
I mean, yes, though I didn't even think Lacazette was that old or Oba, but I guess they are. But they're looking good as of now. How we all think of 30, 31 as old, but the body science, like LeBron is showing us, that if you take care of your body and you spend enough time and you listen to enough of these sports doctors, you can achieve at a high level beyond the age that people 10, 20 years ago used to be like, you're 30 and you're done. I don't think that's true anymore. Ibra is showing that too. Like, he keeps on scoring and he keeps on playing well. Maybe they can keep it up, and they've shown me nothing that shows that those three are stopping.
All
I
right.
think they are. And Pepe is special off the bench.
Pepe is special in more ways than one. Reef, how say you to Arsenal doing well and to everyone aging like fine wine except the captain lying over there?
I tell you something. The edge is taking a toll on whoever you want it. No matter what the sport is, no matter how physio and be appreciated for your body and whatever it is. When you get in a body injury, the body takes time to recover as you're getting older. No matter who you are and what are you doing and how many ice baths or how many whatever you're doing to cure everything, your body getting older is completely normal. And you know what? I think what's going on right now in Manchester City, we can see exactly the same story that can happen to Liverpool, exactly the same story that's going to happen maybe for Arsenal. Age is take a toll on the body. So people that are not young and the body not recovering fast from injuries, we will see it again. You can see it again in Harry Kane. He can get injured and be on the side. All of this connected for everybody's body, and getting older is part of the key of that. Yeah.
All right. Reef brings in Harry Kane, and that brings us to 6-1 Manchester United. All right. For Spurs, since losing 1-0 to Everton, have won 3 Europa League games, whacked the Saints 5-2, drew against Newcastle United Hill there in the very last minute, and beat Chelsea 5-4 on penalties. How say you to the rise and fall of the Silver Fox, Jose Mourinho, and 6-1 against Manchester United? Shift.
I mean, first of all, can we talk about how bad that United defense is? Sure. I didn't pick them for my top 6 because I knew they were horrible. Harry Maguire and Shaw fighting it out to give Ndombele an easy shot has got to be one of the most comical things I've ever.
Yeah, it was bad.
And tactically, Ole is just naive. Like he set out with four attacking players, four mediocre defenders, and had Pogba and Matic protecting them. I don't even know how. Like I get it. Why don't you have McTominay? Why don't you play a 4-3-3? Protect your defenders a bit, protect the wing, especially against Tottenham, because what Mourinho, like I've been seeing a few Tottenham games, what he's doing is interesting. He's having Harry Kane play deeper and having the wingers run off him more successfully than Poch did, right? Like the way, and once they have Gareth Bale, who, if his speed is still there, imagine Harry Kane just falling back to receive the ball and the two wingers running off him. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Like if Jose can sort out that defense, and it seems he is.
All right.
Interesting.
All right, Reef, let me throw this at you. Why is Manchester United sending a top defender to Roma, a team that can play defense? That means his defender can play defense, and instead Chris Smalling to Roma, where they play good defense. He's sending them on a plane, and we have the most shambles form of defending from a young Phil Jones, aka Tobey Maguire.
The answer for that, I don't know. I'm not really follow menu and what's going on in the team. But, it's kind of mistake that people doing, like every team making mistake and they're paying the price for it. I mean, I think the Manchester United right now, the big mistake is, in my point of view, and I hope maybe I can be wrong about it and everybody prove him down. I don't get why they got Edison Cavani. Is not a big deal. Oh, wow, we got like a superstar. He's too old and...
Cavani is a backup striker. They should have picked him up last January instead of picking up the Nigerian. Oh, I've forgotten his name. Ingalo. Instead of picking up Ingalo, they should have picked up Cavani, which they messed up. Cavani is a top-notch striker. He's the same age as Luis Suarez, and he can kick it, and he's been Luis Suarez's partner. The reason why Cavani will not get on well with Manchester United because he doesn't suffer fools gladly. And there's nothing but fools at this moment in Manchester United. Nothing but clowns. It's like Keystone Cops at the back there. Maguire receives the ball. He heads it 3 times. The ball comes down. Luke Shaw is trying to clear the ball. He grabs Luke Shaw, his own player, by the shoulders and twists him around, exposing the ball for Undembele to put it in the net. It's like you have that Benny Hill theme in the background. It's just pure nonsense. And then he charges in later on against Kane, stands there with the look of the look of Shrek that something's happened to him as the ball goes splitting past him straight to Song to score the next goal. It is diabolical what's going on in Manchester United. However, gentlemen, as players in this game, someone please explain to me Eric Lamela. How say you? Captain, you're a captain, and your player did that. How say you?
I mean, he was being, as Jose would put it, a CONT. I mean, like at the end of the day, that is a red card by the law of the game.
True.
Right? The diving is just to sell it. It's part of a game. We don't like it. Everyone does it. Let's just...
about this, in my point of view, on this foul that whoever touched Eric Lamela and got the red card,
Martial.
In my point of view, these people that watching the screen and watching the game, both of these planning to get red card.
VAR,
I don't care.
VAR.
Your hand come and push him or not push him. You put your hand on his neck and he touch you. Both of you get the hell out of the game.
Lamela also elbowed him as well, mate, to the lower part of his chin.
He deserved the yellow. So Lamela's was an elbow into the body that went up, right? And Martial hit him in the face straight up.
That's red card.
That's a red card.
Card.
Touching anyone in the face straight up is a red card.
All right.
What Lamela did was he was trying to push him off the body, and his hand went up. That's a yellow.
Okay, but
not a red
the
card.
second yellow that Eric Lamela should have got was for play acting. You don't get an Oscar. You wouldn't even get an Oscar, let alone a Tony, let alone an Emmy for that nonsense. That was not a BAFTA award.
But here's the question, right? If he hadn't gone down, would the ref have given a red card?
No.
Unfortunately, the refs of this game do not punish fouls that should be punished unless people go down. People die because the refs do not call fouls unless people fall.
I concur. It's a crying shame, though.
Yeah, it's a crime shame. I think we should have refs. We should tell the refs that if people aren't falling and if it's a foul or actionable event.
Or we're playing a men's game, right? It's not the ladies' game. It's a men's game, right?
Volleyball.
Right, it's not. You stand up and you take it and you get on with it because you know why? You got a pair. Reef, how say you to this?
Kind of like interesting for me what's going on this season. I don't know if it's because of COVID or what's going on, but I not see the FA kind of like looking on a past video of the game and disciplining play after things happen. The things with Lamela, I don't see any discipline after the things happen when the FA look on him. Because if you look on the video and I stop it and I pause it in the middle of the game, yes, me and Henry watch it and Henry tell me like, what happened? Why is the red? And I'm showing it to him and he's, you know what, he don't know soccer and he don't watch the game and he's in his point of view, both of them need to go out. Because you know what? You cannot tell me that he did something like that without seeing. He see the play is on purpose to do it.
He purposely did it, man. He purposely did it.
Yeah, but
he had intent.
Yari, then your problem is with the laws of the game. By the laws of the game, Martial's is a red card and Lamela's is a yellow. That's how the laws have been written.
Okay, fine. All
and
right.
he was not a yellow.
Okay, he should have got, for me, he should have got 2 yellows. 1 for his actions and 2 for that swan dive, ballerina fall to the ground.
Poor man was hurt.
Yes, he was good. No, he was good. No. He was bad, but he was bad as in good. But let's be honest, at 2, they were already 2-1 up. And the writing was slowly coming on the wall. He just created a whole canvas as soon as Martial went. The whole canvas was there for them to draw. And to be honest, had he not withdrawn Song because of the hamstring and the tiredness and the amount of games, that could have been brutal.
In my point of view right now, because we're still talking about this game, Manu is in big trouble, big problem, and for them to solve the issue that they have right now is basically to gain win, to gain points, to gain confidence. But you winning game, and I don't know who they're playing this. I mean, there's no week. This week is not any game because it's international. But when they're coming back from international, it's up who they're playing. If they're playing any weak team and they gain winning and they gain points, they will gain confidence.
But guys, just before we go on the commercial break, they started off the season against Brighton and they barely scraped that. What is a weak team in the Premier League?
Crystal Palace, don't forget they lost.
Good question.
What is a weak team? All right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, will you let me do the show, please? We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Chelsea. The good captain's going to leave us. He's going to say goodbye to us now. Go ahead, Captain.
Sorry.
All right. And we'll see you guys on the other side.
Sorry, John.
Okay, folks, we're back again. After a quick commercial break, the good captain has left us and so forth. All right, Chelsea FC. It's time for a hint of blue cheese. I'm sure Reef will be happy. I'm happy, but Reef will be extremely happy that they won 3-0 against Crystal Palace. This week. A clean sheet.
Very important.
It's the most important of all. I've always liked the pairing of Zuma in the back because of his aggression, his ability to clear boxes, header, and also scoring up front. Mendy at this present moment looks like the real deal. He's not afraid to come out for crosses, which was always Kappa's. Listen, Kappa and De Gea, for some reason, and as Adrian, who's also Spanish, so do. Some reason those Spanish goalkeepers sometimes, man, are a bit dodgy, mate. Those Spanish keepers are a bit dodgy. All right. All right. How say you to Chelsea's 3-0 win over Crystal Palace, Reef?
Very happy. You know, Chelsea won. Clean sheet, that's important. Raising confidence. I enjoyed to see, you know, everything going on. Enjoyed to see everybody playing good. It was a fun game to watch. It's finally you see the Chelsea that I know playing, and there's no all the drama behind it with the defense or with the keeper, whatever it is. It was like straight ahead, get up in the morning and want to win the game.
All right. All right. Let's put this way then. There was drama. There was the penalty drama when we went to go 4-0 up. Now, I put it to you that it was right that Jorginho took the penalty. It was a long last. It's funny that he's getting older now, but Dave is finally trying to be a captain and getting authority, grabbing the ball from Tammy and telling them, look, guess what? He's the penalty taker. It doesn't matter if we're 1-0 down or 3-0 up, whatever. He's the penalty taker. He's the one that takes it. He's a prime one. He's been dedicated and so forth. Finally, someone is showing authority. Had he shown that authority back again in February when Kappa was meant to get off from that cap, a lot of things could have changed. How say you today finally showing that, you know what, I've got the captain's armband. After the likes of John Terry, Lampard, I'm now going to try and be a captain in Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. It was a little bit of drama that Tommy Abraham holding the ball and wanted to go to take the penalty, and Dave tell him like no, and you know Jorginho going to take the penalty. And honestly, it was, you know, on the overall it was the right decision because Jorginho scored both of the penalty, and you see after that Tony Abraham and Jorginho kind of hugging and making a peace. So you need to see the revenge or I hate you from something like that. It's kind of like peace, you know, it's important to have in the team. It was a little bit of drama. I cannot say no, but you know what? It's happening in the end for the good side. So, you know, in the interview after that, you hear Lampard talking about it and say that this is the decision that he is going to make if it's happening too. So, you know.
All right, throw this to you. The transfer window closed. Our business was done early and it's completed. Fortunately, a lot of good loan deals. You can see a lot of good players are leaving for loan deals because they never got an opportunity. The opportunity they had was last year and they finished 4th. They never got the opportunity this year to press forward. As you can see from Ross Barkley, the cat stepping up like there's no tomorrow when you give the person opportunity. Loftus-Cheek is gone to Fulham. It's a crying shame to see talent that you have having to go out left, right, and on loan. Ampadu playing right now in Sheffield United. You don't think Ampadu could have? I had wanted him to play with Zuma in the back thing. You couldn't believe that Ampadu could have got that help from a teaching from Thiago Silva if he had the opportunity to stay and claim his place.
You know, I do believe that if you look on the past, you can see in the past the same thing you see in the future and the present. I can name like 2 players that I know belong to Chelsea and go out because they didn't get the opportunity. One of them is Kevin De Bruyne. The other one is Mohamed Salah. Did not get the opportunity, go out, come back, play in different team, and you say like, oh my God, this was a Chelsea player. And now you see Ross Barkley going to play in Everton on the 4th game, and he's like, is that Chelsea players played 2 games ago?
Yep.
I'm like, something with the energy, like you're almost out of this club and you say like, oh my God, I have a stone off of my back. I'm taking this heavy jacket. I'm so light and fluffy right now. I can fly.
Yep.
And I'm sure it's going to be with Loftus-Cheek the same story. When Loftus-Cheek his challenge is a lot bigger. To go right now to play for Fulham is a big challenge. And it's interesting how he's going to do that. I would love to see if he can take the jacket, the heavy jacket, and play like flying as a bird.
I think he will. Barring injury, if he can hold his health, I think he can garnish that team. Fulham is going down. Fulham is going to be relegated. But it's how you play there whilst you are there. I don't know.
Do you believe Fulham going to go down?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That's my guys for relegated. Fulham can't buy a win. If they can't buy a win, they're already fighting. The coach, Scotty Parker, ex-Chelsea guy, the coach Scotty Parker is already fighting with the owner Khan, the guy who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars brother who's running it. They're already fighting with the ownership, etc. So they're going back down, and I have them down. What I'm surprised to see going down this year is after Arsenal beat them 2-1, Sheffield United finally got a goal, but they can't buy a win. How say you to what's going on with Sheffield United?
I don't know. I'm extremely surprised. I have to say that I'm extremely surprised because after last season, they played so amazingly and everybody started to turn their eyes on them and like, oh, Sheffield United is really good this season.
Right.
That's amazing that they come from the
before COVID. For some reason, as soon as those crowds have gone, as soon as the backing, the people and all that lot, they're heading, it's gone. It's just like, go ahead.
I do, I'm maybe I'm doing it the wrong way, or maybe I'm doing it the right way, but I think everybody can. Some team play 3 games, some team play 4 games. It's international break. As you know, after international break, something getting all of a sudden some kind of energy. Some people get de-energy and everything is changing. So we will see what's going on after the international break. Some play going to get injured, tour. So it's going to be interesting. I believe everything. I know it's a 36 game for the season, but in the first 10, people can climb up or climb down, and things can change. But
the thing
Sheffield United has really surprised me.
Yeah, the thing is that, Reef, is that this is actually, when we come back from this international break, the window is now closed. This is actually the opportunity for a lot of teams like West Ham, a lot of teams like Wolves and Sheffield United. They're not in the Europa League or the Champions League. That's extra now on top. They're now doing it. I know Jose is moaning and complaining, but they've got the League Cup plus the Europa League in there. Plus, there's a lot of football going to happen from now to Christmas. A lot. It's going to be ups and downs and all that lot. So can Frank Lampard and Chelsea select a team in order to play? Can he show himself? Because now this is it now. The transfer window is closed. We are now starting playing from
this
now.
Season.
Yep, we are now playing. This is because we play now hard, technically, all the way to Christmas. Then everybody takes a break because then the calendar flips over. All the games you've played, you now meet those people again from January all the way to the end. And the transfer window opens again in January. From now to Christmas, how say you to Frank being out of your job by then?
Honestly, I think so. Yes, I truly believe that. Yes, things going to work out. I want to be positive. I want to see good for the team. I want to see to be positive. I want to see that Lampard doing a good job for the team. It was a 3 game that with a win, to a loss, to a tie, that almost was completely lost, to a tie, and then a win. I see kind of like climb up. That's what I choose to see. I choose to see the climb up. Last game before the international break is a win. So you climb up the ladder. And I hope we're going to see some more winning coming up. I hope it's going to do very good. I really hope so.
I mean, we have the advantage that some of our players will not be going on the international break, like Thiago Silva. I hope he's not going to Brazil. I hope he stays and work. The things that we also got, the things like the quarantine and like the problems that's going on right now. I don't know if you heard, Tammy Abraham had a party, surprise birthday party for him last Saturday was his birthday. Yep, and Chilwell and Chilwell and Sancho. Jadon Sancho threw a surprise birthday party for him, but there was more in Britain. You can only have a group of 6, so only 6 people in a group can be attacked. But so there was more, and then the police found out that there was more people because, of course, young people always thinking, look at this picture, look at this picture, and of course you show them what's name. So now they got kicked out of the England match for tomorrow because they have to isolate and quarantine themselves.
I didn't know all of that. That's interesting.
So with that being said, I mean, when these players return after this international break, who will be healthy? Who will be healthy? Whether it's physical or mentally healthy, or who will be healthy and ready to go? You saw how tired people like Raheem Sterling and them were against that game against Leeds.
Yeah.
This coming back from October 17th, let's say from October 17th to December 17th, the 8 weeks is going to be fire. And in doing so, some managers may get fired. How say you to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer keeping his job so that we can play them every week? Come on!
I truly, you know, someone asked you last week about the twin manager.
Yes.
And I say last week, and I know I said, I believe he's going to get 5 posts. I have a friend from Man U, and he's exactly believed that it was like, you know, it's the time to find a new manager. And someone is sitting and waiting from a different club as Spurs, is sitting at home and waiting to get something to call to him. And I believe it's going to be nice to see because Jose Mourinho, I truly believe that. I know you don't believe it. If Jose Mourinho can go from Manchester United to go to manage Spurs, I believe the manager of Spurs,
Pochettino, can go there.
Pochettino,
I don't want him. I don't want him to go to Manchester United. I want us to play Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Man United every week because they're hopeless. And
it's not going to last. It's not going to last. The fan will not let it happen. They will riot. And they will ask him to kick him out. We don't want him.
Let me tell you about Manchester United fans right now. They take whatever they can get. The board and the Glazer family tell them whatever you can get. Listen, we're selling 3,000 tickets with T-shirts. We're the richest team in the country. Okay, accept it. We can get you Edison Cavani on the last thing. Okay, accept it. And you know what? All he does is sit there and smile and say, smile, though your heart is breaking. Smile.
Hey, you know what? I tell you something. I don't see in Man U the problem is in the forward, in the midfielder, or the attacking things. The problem is in the defense. They're buying something that maybe you need, but you don't need that much. You need to fix the other side of your game. Yeah, and it's not only fixing them.
Ole's season, first full season as manager, he bought he spent 140 million pounds on defenders. Wan-Bissaka was 60 million and Harry Maguire was 80 million.
And that was waste money. It's a waste money.
Is it waste of money or is it the manager can't manage it? Doesn't know how to coach it?
Okay. Different way to say it. The manager cannot manage it. So what you need to do, you need to say to him like, good, buy, and you have to get someone that know how to manage with what you got.
Yeah, we don't want him to. We don't want them to get someone who.
You don't, honestly, you don't want it to happen. I
I don't want
understand why,
Poch.
but you know that it will happen, and you know that Pochettino going to come.
I don't want Poch. I don't want Poch to go.
I believe.
Poch can come to Stamford. For me, Poch can come to Stamford Bridge.
I believe. Okay, as you're speaking right now,
Yes.
and this is recorded. I believe Pochettino going to come before Christmas, before
Christmas.
Boxing Day. That's my call. Before Boxing Days, before Christmas, we see Pochettino in Manchester United.
Wow, that's big stuff there. All right, well, that will ruin my Christmas for me. It's not. It's tough enough that we're having to deal with this COVID-19, but that will truly ruin my Christmas for me. We're gonna sign off for you folks. We'll see you all next week. Next week we'll be doing our predictions of the Champions League draw that took place, the Europa League, etc., and so forth. Our winners, our possible finalists. We'll talk about those who believe are going to go from the Champions League straight to the Europa League, Man United, and which one is the group of death, etc., and so forth. From Reef in Florida, say bye to the good folks.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, folks, we'll catch up with you. Hopefully, we'll be back next week with quizzes from the doctor and jokes and laughs from the good captain. Take care. Wash your hands, as the good doctor